So, welcome to the Learning Center at Genesee Community College. And we're going to talk about memorizing or making the learning stick in your brain. So, my name is Loy Gross. I'm a professional tutor here at the college, and I specialize in math, computer science, and study skills. Let's talk about how we memorize. Now, 80% of college students believe the proper way to study is through repetition, to read or review it over and over. But science tells us that's one of the most ineffective ways to learn. So let's think about memorizing a phone number. You might repeat it to yourself several times, and later on, you try and recall it, and you struggle, but eventually you come up with it. When did you learn? You might think it's during the repetition phase, but science tells us that knowledge based on repetition fades very quickly. Durable or lasting knowledge happened in step 2, when you tried to recall the number. In fact, in 2012 at UCLA, a study went out. They challenged professors to locate the nearest fire extinguisher to their office. 76% could not do it. 61% couldn't even find any fire extinguishers on campus, even when the fire extinguisher was literally right outside their office door, inches from the door handle. Walking by it every day, that repetition might create an illusion that professors are familiar with the campus, but they're not. Now, what could those professors find? Well, drinking fountains, wall clocks, stairwells, all things that they had previously had to recall. So here's a question for you. Without looking, what color is the light switch in the room that you're in? Don't look. Struggle with the question. Because as you struggle, your brain is creating durable memories. So to learn, we have to practice retrieval, pulling that knowledge out of the brain. Let's look at some of the best ways we can do that. First, I've got a pop quiz for you. Write down the numbers 1 through 10 on a piece of paper, pause this video, pick a room in your house that you're not currently in, and give yourself 25 seconds on a timer to write down 10 things in that room. So how did you do? Did you struggle with the last few? Well, good. That was retrieval practice. You're learning. Now write down 10 numbers and challenge yourself to recall 10 things from your most recent class or most recent lesson. And that's a basic retrieval practice. It's important to note as we talk about recall practice, it doesn't necessarily mean reading or writing things down. Talking about your homework in a different context, reflecting on the ideas, or linking them to knowledge you already possess is very effective learning, more effective than rereading the textbook again. If you're an introvert, curl up with a cup of tea and reflect on your own. That works too. When you're ready to take it a step further, try new things. The Learning Center has developed a handy list of learning strategies for you to try. And every student is different. That's why our list of learning strategies is 4 full pages long. Look for strategies that create good struggle in your brain and put those in your personal learning toolbox. Here's a best practice that we like to see students do. Now, large doses of study time or cramming, that's not good practice. Spacing out your study sessions forces your brain to retrieve information from the previous session. Retrieval practice, as we've seen, is what it's all about. And many students fall into this pit, doing blocked practice of the same kinds of problems. That's good when you're first starting to learn a technique, but you shouldn't continue it for long. Interleaved practice is harder because you have to use clues to figure out which knowledge is needed right now, but it produces much better results. So let's talk about continuous improvement. And there are 3 key components to that: self-discipline, self-assessment, and your learning attitude. Self-discipline, well, we've got lots of ways to help you with that. We've got some paper habit trackers in our Blackboard organization under my GCC. You could program your phone or your Fitbit with study alerts. And you can have accountability buddies, fellow class members, or you can even connect up with a tutor in the Learning Center. We're willing to meet with you once a week just to check in and say, hey, how'd your homework go this week? Did you get it all done? Do you need to focus some more on that? If you do, we'll tell you. Self-assessment is determining how well you're learning. Your grades are the easiest way to measure your performance. If they're going up, you know you're doing well, but also your confidence in the knowledge. And if you log time spent studying, that may show you some patterns that can help you improve. And finally, remember that durable learning doesn't happen easily, and failure is a natural part of the process. You want to challenge your brain. If you're not struggling, your study method is too easy for you. Be persistent. Over time, you'll be able to recall without support. And that's some of the science behind learning. Download the Learning Center's big list of learning strategies for struggling students from MyGCC. And if you're interested in more on this topic, look for some of our other workshops.